before we do that, should we just try to maybe just redirect a tiny bit and get to an asteroid, maybe? So we could aim at that one, aim next to it, and we'll do one quick flyby of an asteroid, just to try to go ahead and see if we can... Do we have a guidance camera on the top? We don't, do we? Just to see if we can find some uranium, because that would be useful. If we don't see any on that one, we're going to just redirect. Ore detector, you're actually on already. 150! These devs are such patty cakes sometimes. 150 meters is literally nothing in this game. Our ship is probably longer than 150 meters long. Never mind, we're just going to the moon. Let's readjust, we'll stop our speed, and go straight to the moon. It's going to take a minute. This is our maximum rotation speed. I'm just holding the left arrow to turn here. Getting ourselves about. God, I love our ship. And there we go. That's pretty close. Let's also go ahead and just reset all of our controls standard on our control 1 here. And I guess we should probably try to make sure those match up pretty well. There we go. So we've rotated around. Sunlight should be really hitting the solar panels now too. No metal in the way for a lot of it. Most of it. Let's go ahead, hop out of our seat. Oh my, it's quite loud in here. Hop into this seat and do our control 1. So we have lifters. Oh my god, I moved the mouse. Lifters, maneuver, big maneuver. So lifters, maneuver, big maneuver. Okay, let's remember that. Hop into this chair and make sure we get all those set up correctly. Maneuvers. So lifters, toggle block on and off, maneuvers. These are small maneuvers, and then big maneuvers. Cool. Awesome. We probably won't really need the atmospheric thrusters. Alright, so let's go ahead and fire our lifters to slow ourselves down. Probably going to burn a fair amount of hydrogen, but we need to slow ourselves up. Come on. And that did pretty good. You can see our speed is decelerated down to 20 something. Unfortunately, it does appear that we weren't exactly aimed where we came from, so we have some horizontal movement. We'll turn on our larger maneuvering thrusters up here, including these little guys as well, just to slow ourselves up the rest of the way. God almighty, I'm loving this. Dun 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 dun. Alrighty. There we go. Now that we've stopped, we'll kill everything. Coolio. And let's go ahead and aim ourselves toward the moon. You can even see that big icy splotch on the moon right there. That's right where we're aiming to get ourselves some more hydrogen. And if we are lucky, while we are there, we will also find ourselves some uranium. And we're going to aim probably for that little white patch right there. That way it'll be in a sunlit area. I think there is one little spot on the moon you could probably land and just wouldn't get any sun. So we want to make sure we got somewhere where our solar panels will still be gathering stuff. Of course, me aiming like that doesn't really help, as you can see, because we're way off to the side. But I'll aim us again like so, and this should get us most of the way there. Dagnabbit, it's hard to aim. I really need a camera, don't I? A targeting camera. I think this will just have to do. Shall we just install a targeting camera? I mean, can't hurt, can it? I need my inertial dampers back on. So what do we need for a targeting? We don't have a gravity generator, I just realized. I'm like, why can't I sit? Right, I didn't install one of those, did I? Or if I did I? Let's see, did I grab? Nope, I didn't install a gravity generator. We're probably missing the platinum for it. Okay, so for a large ship camera, we need computers and steel plates. That's it, we have those pretty much on us. Computers, we'll grab 3 of you, Volbistu. There you go, Donka. Okay. I grabbed 4 on accident. Fat finger. We'll go out this airlock as soon as we put on our helmet again. Oh, this is the moment, guys and gals. Going out there with the realistic sound thing. Well, that's kind of awesome. So if I touch something, I should hear... Like, okay, I should have been hearing, like, the vibrations of the machines. It is work in progress, though, I guess. Damn, I was really hoping to be able to, like, touch it and you hear in the distance, but nothing. Doesn't appear to be anything. Alrighty, let's go ahead. Get ourselves a targeting camera. I'm guessing it'll probably be placeholder. I'll probably remove it later. It doesn't really matter too much. Let's make sure we're aligned with the cockpit first and foremost. So it's looking through the window. So the cockpit is facing like this. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and put it down here, actually, oddly enough. Just on this thing. It's going to be facing like that. There we go. That should be right. The light goes on the bottom, I believe. There we go. Weld that up. Hearing the tiniest little bit of sound from that. Pretty cool. So there we go. That should be our targeting camera. Let's go ahead and fly back inside now. It's so nice to be in space, and so odd since I've been on the planet for so very long. Close you. Open you. Ooh. Our little dinky room pressurized and it pushed me along. Alrighty. And it's so dang noisy in here. Oh my god. Alrighty. Let's go ahead. Targeting camera. So camera. Virus targeting camera. Groovy. And let's add that to our hotbar. Press our number 4. Oh wow, we were off by quite a bit, weren't we? Coolio. And I don't think it's going to matter too much. What the hell? What? Oh, right. That little stupid, our targeting reticle isn't lined up with the camera, it's lined up with where we're sitting in the cockpit. But either way, we'll just aim for the center of the screen. This should get us pretty much there. Also, the targeting reticle is sort of floating out in space in a way. So that should be an icy area right there in the center of the screen. That should be pretty much it. So let's go ahead, grab our jump drive. Jump drive 5. I have no idea. There's no distance checker here. I can't like ping a distance. What I can do is GPS it. And the first monolith is on the planetoid, so we can press H. Rotate ourselves about. Okay. Ah, the Sterolith is on the moon, not the monolith. Sterolith. There we go. Alright, so it's... Right. Apparently it's actually in the icy area as well, so maybe we're just going to land right on that. We'll leave that on. There we go. Cool. Far better than I thought. Let's grab that jump drive again. I feel like we're drifting a little bit. Maybe it's just my hand bumping a mouse. Let's go ahead, press G. Jump drive. Should only be one of these functional. Yep. I'll put it there, and we'll just say jump. And we can't go through that surface, so we should be alright. As for SageCam... Well, oddly enough, his controls have gone completely wonky when he's in Spectator, and I can't actually aim the camera left and right. When I do that, it sort of aims up and down. But either way, I've managed to get the camera focused in a way so we can actually see our jump, and then I think that'll be it for SageCam today. Let's do our number 5 to initiate our... cannot be used in natural gravity. Well, that's fine, because we're no longer in natural gravity, as I think you'll find on the left side of the screen. There is no natural... jump into natural gravity. Right, okay, fine. I would have thought it would just jump, since it's a blind jump, right? Jump drive 5. Yep, it's not set at any coordinates. Whatever, we'll set it to the Sterolith anyway, huh? How about that? Now what will you do? You can't use it in the natural. Okay, so we're going to have to set its distance to 1,000 or 190,000 kilometers, I guess. And just hope it's not in the gravity. Move. 190. Are you fracking kidding me? It go... Oh, you... Why can't you let me enter a specific distance? I have to use the slider bar, huh? Whatever, we'll see if that works, eh? Okie dokie. Jumpy times! Oh, my goodness. That doesn't look right. That looks bad. That's not cool. Okay, no, it is right. Ah! Okay, yeah, the moon is definitely right there now. I should have just stayed in this camera angle. I forgot I had SageCam and I panicked. Also, that's a very confusing sight. Let's go ahead, since we're about to land, let's exit this cockpit, hop back in our other cockpit, and attempt to land on the moon. And I will land by the Sterolith, so we can finally get that thing. Also, my control, which way's forward? That's forward, okay. Let's aim down, rotate ourselves a little bit. I love this. I do love this. Alrighty. And coming about. There's the Martian planet. There's the sun. God, it's absolutely beautiful. The silence is actually quite miraculous. Alrighty, try to rotate ourselves so the bottom of the ship shall be facing the lunar surface. God, look at the craters. That's awesome. I don't remember being able to see the craters so clearly in the past. Turn on our UI to try to find the Sterolith. There it is. We're going to start maneuvering ourselves over towards it before we begin our full descent, I think. A little disorienting when I'm rotating the ship like this. Almost looks like we're moving proper, but we're just rotating. There we go. And let's do a quick save, because we've come quite a while. Alrighty, and now let's engage our small maneuver as our larger maneuvering, but we'll engage smaller and larger maneuvering thrusters and get ourselves on the move. And there we go. I think we'll get ourselves up to 20 meters per second or so. That should do it. And we'll turn those back off again. Alrighty, I think that's good enough. Turn on the thrusters again, it'll slow us up. Yep, still not in gravity, so that's good. We're also going to begin our maneuvering to go ahead and head towards our south, and maybe a little bit more to our left as well, since from this angle it looks like we're off. A little hard to tell with the rotation. I probably should have left the ship flipped the other way and just used the targeting camera to get ourselves better lined up. Also boosted a little bit more than I intended here. Our speed has gotten a little bit high, but we'll slow down in just a second here. Okay, I'm holding S so we do keep going south without burning too much more fuel. Actually, it is burning fuel because it's accelerating us that way. Darn nabbit. Anyway, I think we should be pretty much on target. We can begin our descent now, simply enough. I think our only descent thrusters are some of the smaller maneuvering thrusters there. So we'll turn those on and begin our descent with a simple press of C. Yep, there they are, the tiny little thruster they're firing. And it looks like it's about to hit our stuff, but there's an opening there where the flames can shoot all the way up pretty much without issue. Pretty nifty. And I think what we're going to do is get ourselves up to, I think, what, 20 meters per second, and then kill all of our thrusters. That way we'll go ahead and just drift towards the planet without using any more fuel. And we can, of course, turn on our large thrusters whenever we get near it and easily boost to stop. There we go, up the speed, and our inertial dampeners have been disabled, as well as the thrusters themselves, since we don't want them burning a little bit of fuel. As for our hydrogen tanks, everything is looking pretty good still. We still got 2 dots on most of those, and 1 dots on all these. 1 dots. I used a plural. 1 dot, singular, on all of these up here. Pretty good. Pretty good, actually. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. Now, our biggest issue here is, of course, once we do land, assuming everything goes to plan, we are going to have to find a way to gather up supplies, because Murphy the Miner is no more. Not to mention, Murphy the Miner would not have functioned on this planetoid in the first place because, well, there's no atmosphere. Now, we do have the wonderful beauty of gravity now pulling us downwards, and you see our speed at the right is increasing. And I think at 40 meters per second, I'm going to go ahead and engage our thrusters, all of them except for the atmospherics, and go ahead and begin our more controlled descent. We, of course, need to know how quickly we're going to be pulled down to see if we can even fight it. Well, we know we'll be able to fight it, so there we go. Turn all those on, turn our inertial dampers on. It looks like we had some side drift, and it looks like we are very easily able to fight it, so we'll turn our inertial dampers off. It slowed us from 20 down to 10 in pretty much no time flat. We're also going to keep an eye on our altitude at the top left of the screen there. You can see it. A little bit of a shame there's not a sort of, well, a console with everything you need just stuck maybe at the bottom middle of your screen with a much smaller font than we currently have. That might be a bit nifty if you could tell, you know, well, altimeter, a fun targeting orb and all that stuff, and your gravity and your oxygen and all that in one little spot. Alrighty, we are coming in. Our altitude is a bit closer than I thought it was going to be that quick, but hey, we were able to decelerate quickly still. 0.19 gravity. That's not much. That's not much. Now, we are going to have a new problem here. Landing. More exactly, finding a flat landing spot. Let's turn off our inertial dampers again, just drop for a little tiny bit. Level our ship out. There we go. There we go. Blimey, we are. You pick up speed pretty quick here, don't you? Alrighty, I think we're just going to try to land in the Sterolith crater. So I'm going to maneuver us over there and try to put us down. I think we have more than enough oxygen to take our time and not get in a much of a rush with this. So let's not try to get carried away now. The only problem is, of course, we might be in the darkness in this crater, and that's what I'm worried about. Yeah, I'm not sure that the sun, if it's like the movie, the sunlight is not going to hit that thing. Because the monolith in 2001: A Space Odyssey did not properly react to humans until the sunlight touched it for the first time after it had been on Earth. Now this one isn't buried in the ground, it's just sitting there, but we still don't know if it'll react oddly to the sun. I doubt it will. I don't think the devs have programmed in any such awesomeness, but there's a possibility it would. So we're actually going to assume that because it's not buried, it is going to still be in the shadow, which means there's not going to be much light down there. So I'm going to maneuver us over here and land just near it. And you see the ground starting to do its kick-up thing. Moon dust, if you don't know IRL, is very, very, very sharp, actually. It sort of sticks to everything. If you've ever had smaller bamboo trees, you might have noticed these little spiky things on some of them. They're kind of agonizingly painful little tiny microfiber spikes. It's sort of like that, but a bit bigger. Imagine if grains of dirt were all sharp on one end. That was probably close to reality. Alrighty, anyway, we seem to have successfully touched down. 2 of our landing struts do appear to be floating off the ground, which I don't quite understand how that's happened. I would have expected the ship to tilt to one direction to sort of level it out, but we appear to be relatively evenly balanced. We're going to do a quick save right now. There we go. And we're actually going to do a save as, and save this as save 77, just in case something monumental happens similar to back on Earth when we went to take off. Well, guys and gals, we are now successfully on the moon. I'm excited. We just made it to the moon, guys. That was, a lot more successful than I thought it was going to be. Let's go ahead and try to restock our base supplies here. We're, of course, going to need to keep our eye on our oxygen as well as hydrogen here. Hydrogen should burn down a little bit slower now, though. So bottle, we'll grab one of you. We'll go, yeah, tank 9 is down here. I'll grab one of you. Awesome. And, let's go out a door. Okay, it vented this little tiny room, I'm guessing. It better not have vented the whole ship. If it vented the whole ship, I would be mighty depressed and irritated. Don't think it did, though. We're on the moon, guys. We made it! Oh, we made it. And there's the Sterolith down there. Let's go ahead and check it out. The monolith Sterolith. It's technically called the Sterolith in the game files. And yes, I did add this back in, but there actually is one at this location in your Easy Start world. When you start one up, it spawns a Sterolith in right here. Mine was just deleted because the cleanup was originally deleting them. Look at that, you can see there's some sort of weird texture on it. I don't know if they've updated this for DirectX 9 yet, or I mean 11. But here it is finally. It's causing us some frame rate drops. What the hell? Oh god. That's kind of spooky. Why are we getting frame rate drops? And again, here's the writing on the side of it, if you don't know. There's some weird writing on it that is very difficult to make out. I have no idea what it says. No idea if I'm reading it right or wrong, or if it's in reverse, or flipped around the wrong way, or what. If you try to destroy one of these two, I believe, if memory serves, yeah, they're a bunch of superductor components, but they take an absolute age to grind down, as you can see here, so we're not going to do that. Not to mention we made it so far out here. We wouldn't want to do that. Oh, apparently, okay, I was like, it's taking even longer to weld back up. As for actual collision volume, as you can see, it's a bit bigger than the actual box, so unfortunately you can't get right next to it, which is a little bit of a letdown, actually. Let's see, at the top, yeah, you can see it also, it bumps up and through, so you can stick your head in and see the text is double-sided. Bit unfortunate, but it's cool. It's probably the coolest thing in the game right now when it comes to, like, what's the odd things you can find out there. It's awesome, ain't it? The weird texture it's made out of, it's like, what is it? Is it metal? Is it plastic? I don't know, but it's awesome. Anyway, we have made it to the moon. We got a big old shippy ship here, the flying virus. We've got the Sterolith here that we're going to grab with a merge block and transport onto our ship at some point. And of course, we have all this ice around here, so we can go ahead and get our drill out. And this should be... well, it's pinging something over there. What? You're telling me that this has more range than the ship? Maybe the ship's detecting it and rebounding it to us. Maybe that's what's happening. That's gotta be what's happening, right? Because surely... no, it's more than 180 meters from the scanner over there too. Anyway, this should be ice, right? Yes, ice, okay. It wasn't saying ice, but I was like, well, it should be. Alrighty guys and gals, well that is going to be it for this episode, or maybe two, I'm not sure. Oh, but after all that, we finally made it. The sun, unfortunately, is not really hitting our solar panels. We might have to, rethink that a tiny bit. Maybe a few of them are getting hit, but overall, it's missing. So that's not brilliant. Yeah, it's barely any power getting fed to these. Shoot. But at least we made it here. We'll see how things progress. Anyway, guys, gals, thank you a bunch for watching. Oh yeah, the sound's working. When you're actually touching it now. I guess you have to have gravity so your feet touch it. Anyway, thanks a bunch for watching, guys and gals. And I shall see you all next time. Ta-ta.